I'm Elisa Mortensen, and this is Undo Redo.
Hello, hello. Time for another episode of Undo Redo. This one's really fun. I'm really excited about it. All right. I am all wound up today. I have had some great coaching calls, and you guys, whether you're my clients, listeners, students, are so much fun. You guys are all on fire right now. There's something in the air, and I'm going to continue with that kind of energy because I'm feeling it so big. So many breakthroughs. Are you ready for a breakthrough? This episode is top priority for me to deliver to you right now. We're going to talk about your identity. Who are you when it comes to how you use your time? That determines how you spend it. Who are you as it relates to who you manage, who you oversee? What you say about that question matters. Leadership identity determines who you are to them and who you are as a leader. Because if we as leaders of our home, leaders of our workplace, if we're not listened to, we need to be working on ourselves in order to make a clear message so that we are heard. Do you hear the ownership in that? That's not saying it over and over and over until they get it. That's taking so much accountability and responsibility for how we are communicating to them, how we come across. And if we're the ones in charge, then we're the ones that need to speak clearly. It's up to us to make sure we are heard. That's the message that I want to deliver today, but it goes farther than that. You've got to stick around with me. Let's talk about who leaders are. Leaders are parents in their homes, teachers at schools, caregivers in facilities, managers with teams, church volunteers who are in charge of maybe a youth group and things of this nature. So it is so important that as a leader, you are the one that provides what others need. That's right. We're the leader. We decide what people need from us and what's most important, because then we keep things running smoothly. There's no confusion or shutdown on their side because they just aren't understanding it. And then when conflicts come up in those interactions and those relationships, whether it's at home or at work, it carries into those other areas of life. Like if I'm not happy with my home life, I may not show up as well to my work. If I'm not happy in my work life, I may not show up as well at home. So it does matter. Our energy levels matter across the board. It also determines, in case you haven't noticed, what you eat, how you move your body, or if you move your body, how we perform other tasks that we have, what attitude we are in when we're driving, right? What we spend our time doing. If we're just looking for avoidance, we're going to entertain ourselves all day long just to avoid our reality. Whether we're using our time well or not, all of this goes back to our identity, who we see ourselves as, what our purpose is, and how our relationships are going. Can you see how many areas our interactions also determine what we do next, how we talk, whether we shut down, shrink away, if we feel like we're going to fight all the time or walk on eggshells or pretend, like all of these things. Now, if I'm the one leading, which I do, I know I'm the one overseeing tasks, overseeing management of all the things. I know I'm the one holding the decision making. I am the one that holds the decision making responsibility. I am the one with the most information. I am meant to model the most and highest energy, the one with the most direction. What I have found that is needed very most is to state things clearly, become an excellent communicator as a leader, and be able to say the things that are hard when you're worried about hurting other people's feelings, or do you say that, or I don't know. I'm the one, if I'm the leader, that delivers my vision to the people around me in a very concise way, because I need them to buy in on it. I need them to go do it. So they need to believe in it too. So no matter what is going on at the time, what chaos comes my way, I need them to show up in a certain way. So I need to be able to lead them no matter what happens. So if something goes down, but we still got to show up and keep doing stuff, that means I need to get really good at becoming the person that they like to follow and that they can voice concerns to, that we can troubleshoot with, that we can cooperate with and come up with creative ideas of getting through. for what has to happen next. It's different with all of us depending on where we're at in our journey and where they are at in their journey, right? Because you've got miscommunications, defensiveness, anything could happen while interacting. Every time we talk to someone, anywhere, someone is buying and someone is selling. Think about it. Hey, Mom, I want this candy. No, not right now, honey. But Mom, please, I really want this candy. This is my favorite candy. Like who's buying and who's selling. And this is true. Just start looking for it. Like, what should we have for dinner? What vegetable do you want? I don't like vegetables, and how do I get you to do the thing that I want you to do as a leader? Whether it's getting in the car, turning projects in on time, cleaning up your space or your room, organizing something, getting through organization or inventory. See, someone is selling something and someone is buying in, meaning I have something that I need you to do. So I'm trying to be persuasive to get you to do it, to get you to want to do it. And every single time, the strongest energy wins. Not like I overpower you, but the most confident energy will win, the most fun, the most persistent, the most playful energy wins. The biggest thinker, the one that can come up with the best way possible or has the most inviting energy, those are the ones who win. The most certain one, let's say that, the most certain one is the one who gets the other person to agree with them. So I know if I'm in a conversation and they are resisting me and I'm the one that needs to make sure things get done, say they're making excuses and not being cooperative, do I stay in my own identity as a leader? Meaning I don't adjust to their resistance. Let me see if I can say that better. I'll say it's the perfect time to do this. When it's like, no, I don't want to do this, but it's the perfect time to do this. There's no reason that we can't see this through right now. And this is meant to be figured out and seen through. We can get creative as we want to together to see this thing through. It's very inviting. It's very hopeful and playful. Who's the one selling and what's going to happen next? The one who sticks to their identity is the best leader. I develop as a leader. I'm the one who is meant to stick to my own identity. I develop the skill of becoming myself, meaning I don't let anyone say anything to me that changes my energy, my day, or the way I think. No one can change my value. No one can change my belief. I carry that with me no matter where I go. It doesn't matter what's going on, what they say, what they do. Right? Do we understand? I like to be cheeky. I like to be fun. I like to say things how they really are. I like to challenge our limits, making the tweaks here and there and keep up with how we evolve to our next levels. If we need to, we can adjust, and giving the same respect and connection to those we oversee to be the best version of their selves, but also make mistakes and tweak and adjust as they need to. No matter what mess they bring, no matter what mess comes up, I do not let it impact me. When someone does or doesn't do something, I get to be me. That is my highest priority. What society teaches us is that when someone is horrible, unmanageable energy, judgmental, snarky, that we adjust to that kind of energy. And that is not true. What I want to offer you today is that doesn't need to happen. We all think that we need to do that, but we don't. You become less of a leader when you are in the face of someone else's lesser energy and you join in. You buy into what they're doing instead of staying your version, your high energy, and who you want to really be. Just for a moment, I want you to really think about being in that moment. Who do you want to be when things go down? The way I see it, I don't need you to have any amount of reciprocation for me to be who I am. I show up this way with this energy and make decisions from this clarity, and I'm able to set consequences that I need to and boundaries that are important. All of this is done without any fight or drama or emotion. It's just done from who I am, because they know I love me and I love you, and this whole situation, I'm going to do what I think is best. And I get to, because I lead. I lead my home. I lead my family. I can get outside myself and not make it mean anything about me. So every interaction that I have that I'm able to remain who I really am reinforces that leadership inside me. It reinforces my confidence. So if you can consider you not letting anybody or any result influence you out of who you are, what do you think about that? When you get to the point that an outside circumstance, something that's going on around you, doesn't change your identity, it doesn't change your value, it doesn't mean anything about you as a person who leads, you can always make decisions that benefit everyone involved at any time. And you can change your mind if you need. When you become the person that is unbothered when they fight you, unbothered when they say something super opinionated or judgmental, when they think poorly of you, when they just think you're crazy, right? I've had that happen. Family members think I'm crazy. When they fight you, when they back out, when they don't pull through, when they do and say the most undesirable things, and it impacts your connection with them, or it could if you let it, do you frame them poorly at that moment? And when you do frame them poorly at that moment, your actions line up with how you just framed it. So you become lesser certain. You become less confident. You sink into an energy that lets them make you adjust. You adjust to a negative energy. And what they need from you is your higher energy. When we lessen into that negative energy, we say things and treat them poorly. We say things poorly. We're misaligned. We're misconstrued. We're emotional, so we don't show up as who we really are. But what they need from us is our energy, because we are the lead. We have all the reasons. We know what needs to happen. It's up to us to learn how to equip ourselves. If we are not equipped with the right tools that we need to remain who we are in any situation, then we are not equipped to share those tools with them so that they may equip themselves. They're unprepared. And we can't be upset as someone who is unprepared if we're placing a heavier burden on them. When someone brings you all the excuses that they can come up with and they will not budge and there is no willingness, what if you didn't adjust your energy? What if you stayed in the best clarity and you hung on to what you believe is possible for them to do? Even with all of their resistance, you remained who you are. That could happen, and it will happen. Instead of lessening you to meet them, you brought them up to meet you. If you did that, it gives you more energy. Instead of bringing yourself lower to meet them in their fit, you raise yourself and you bring them up with you. And with that, you are going to create better solutions together. You're going to make things happen that you've never had happen before. People will see your progress because they'll feel it. They'll feel it coming from you and they will join you in it. So for me, it's an infinite impact. It means I can remain who I am and invite you to a higher version of yourself, no matter how off or how messy they can be or anyone else is. I know my energy is the same regardless. So I can actually count on myself. I now have no anxiety because I know I can show up so big. Regardless of who else shows up, who does, who doesn't, kind of doesn't matter because I'm not sunk down in lesser emotions. I don't let your misbehavior convince me to be any different than I am. It's a thing. Just don't believe their stuff when they bring it. They could bring all the fits they want. What if you never wasted your time shrinking away or second guessing yourself? Then you don't have so much ground to cover to get back up. You just stay in who you are, have fun with it, and give those who you oversee everything you can. Not at the cost of yourself. Just not being so on again, off again, not being so wishy-washy, depending on if things are going good or going bad in your judgment. Just being who you are on a regular basis. No more spinning out in your head for extended periods of time, being a victim and obsessing over their behaviors and making it all about you. Like if that was all gone out of your life, how much more energy would you have to put into things that matter? Working with me will get you in a place that you will be able to choose thoughts that keep you engaged at your higher levels. Whether they are at their best or not, you will now have a skill of more easily and readily figuring things out. You will have the skill of more easily and readily figuring out how to keep yourself there, how to keep yourself in the game, how to keep yourself in the energy that you like to be in. That is how you land speaking to them in a way that holds them accountable, by holding yourself accountable. This is the space that you can say hard things that are more lightheartedly than you used to and get traction and find some resolve. You can talk about difficult things, kind of laughing it off because life is crappy and sucky sometimes. But in the background of your mind, you know undeniably who you are and who you want to be for them. It makes everything run so much more smooth and everyone enjoys themselves better. Which you'll just have to take my word for it if you've never done it before. And all the people that I have helped and out there in the world who are getting this kind of help, you can only do this when it is who you are. And if you are not there yet, let's get you there. Let's get you to be that person that remains who you are in most times. And when gets off track, know that we make mistakes and we're just human and we get right back on. So if you are here and you want to get there, keep listening. If you haven't had a complimentary session with me, book one for yourself right now today. Whether you buy solutions from me or not and sessions, you will get tons of value in our conversation. It's life-changing information because I care and that's who I am. No obligations. This is the kind of space I hold for you. So if you don't have this identity yet, let's explore how to get to that version of you and make it stick. Let's take this more seriously and be committed to it, but also play with it because it's so fun. And let me give you all that I have got. Instead of making any pre-decided limitations for yourself with money or time or you can't or this time in your life, like what if I could invite you and what if it sounded like this? I will give you everything and you give me everything back as well. And let's just see what happens if we took your dreams seriously. What if we took your leadership and your desire for connection seriously? And we played with it and we had some good times and got you some ground. Something about you is ready because you're here listening. So no more caveat that you or I aren't going all in to cooperate. This, just allow it to happen, at least for the hour phone call. That is for you. And it's also for them. It gets right down to decision, right down to boundaries, to saying hard things, to inviting them, to making mistakes together and then tweaking it until we land it together. And not making it mean that we failed or all is lost or all these really dramatic things. Let's get to the moment that we decide you can. And then once you do that, they will see that they can. If you aren't there yet, they may be not there yet either. But when you put yourself in the right place to gain the right skills, it works towards that. This will change you. I have the container for you to make as many messes as you need and ask as many questions as you need and be as fallible as you need. And it changes your entire life. And in that, it changes their life too, because you become different. You gain your identity. And this matters. This is the energy you bring. This is where all the magic is. It doesn't even matter where they're at. It matters how you are able to ignite them. You are the one that influences them. You are the one that's in charge. The way they feel being around you is important. The ways they can believe bigger because you have the example of believing in them. You take your whole belief system with you everywhere you go. You stay consistent, and that alone is powerful. You want them to be that person for you too. So let's go first. Okay, this is you looking for a higher level of certainty so you can lead with confidence. Everyone responds with higher levels of certainty. When you become the person that is certain, I have to tell you how real this all is and how it works. I can't keep it in. I'm not keeping this to myself. I want to share it with you. So if you thought of somebody while you were listening to this, share it with them, because that's the way that heaven reaches us most often, is through each other. If you have not had a call with me yet, here's what to expect when you do. You'll receive solutions to real life situations that you're going through. You'll see what keeps you stuck in patterns that you're in, and you'll get immediate relief from your most challenging moments. All right, I cannot wait to talk to you, my friends, and I will see you next time. Bye.